Hello everyone and welcome to my F1 2020 gameplay here in the career mode with Haas F1 Team. I'll be joining Haas F1 Team for this season of my first season of career mode. And I'll be uploading career mode episodes every 2 to 3 days on this YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. So this year I'm partnering Romain Grosjean at Haas F1 Team, and the calendar this year is actually only 10 races because I think that makes it a bit more interesting. So 10 races for this year is Haas F1 Team, and let's just look at how the teams stand. Haas is currently the third worst team on the grid, but since it's only the start of the season, we have a lot of time to develop the car with the R&D tree and get some upgrades in to try to make it a regular point scorer contender. And the grid for this year is basically just the same as it was in real life 2020, except that Kevin Magnussen is not here. I'll be replacing him at Haas. And I think that's all, and without further ado, let's just jump into qualifying. So now, as we start for our first flying lap of this first qualifying session of the year, open the RS across the line. Try and focus on the braking point to get the braking point right. Brake for the first corner, shift down, and slight lock up on the right front. That was not ideal. Get on the power early to get a good acceleration and exit out of the first corner. Open the RS for the back straight. As you run down to the second braking point, trying to get that right. Brake for turn 4, turn in. That was much better than turn 1. As we come to the end of first sector, we jump to the end of the first flying lap. Brake for the final time to the final corner, turn in, try to get on the power early to get a good acceleration. And now it's just a run down across the line and open the DRS, and now across the line, what's it gonna be? Just behind Romain Grosjean and just slightly behind Charles Leclerc. Oh no, Lando Norris just jumped us. Not bad for the first lap. So now we're just gonna check how the others have ranked up. So obviously we're 7th and 8th right now, so 8th place for us, 7th for Romain Grosjean, but not many people set a lap time yet. So now we come into the second flying lap as we go through the final corner and get on the power early to have a good start into our second flying lap. Open DRS, start the lap now. As we run down on the main straight towards turn 1. Brake for the first time, try not to lock up as in the first lap. We don't lock up, but we go way too deep into the first corner, which is not great. Trying to get on the power early, but already 2 tenths down on our best lap. Open DRS on the back straight, maybe try to gain time in the next turn. Brake, turn in. No, we've not really gained time there. As we come to the end of the second flying lap, which was not a good lap, many more mistakes in the lap. So I've decided to box in this lap and try again for the third run later for the final lap. So now again, we're just gonna check where we ranked up. We're not in the top 10 anymore. Valtteri Bottas currently on provisional pole position. We are way down in P17, but not far behind of Romain Grosjean. So let's see. Final flying lap and see how we're gonna rank up. But as we exit the pits, we exit right behind Romain Grosjean, so we have to gonna slow down a bit to get a bit of distance to Romain Grosjean, so we don't get too close to him. As we accelerate for the final time to start our final flying lap of this first qualifying of the year. Open DRS, run down towards turn 1. But we jump to the back straight, and as you can see on the top right, we've gained time as we brake in, but we've lost time again. Get on the power early, much better than on the first flying lap. As we gain time, as you can see on the top right, we're currently green. Brake, turn in, get on the power. We are currently in P18, as you can see on the top left. We're still gaining, we're 1/10 up on our best time. Brake for the final time into the last corner, turn in, try to get on power early. We went a bit too deep, missed the apex there. As we drop down to P19, open the DRS, run across the line. What's it gonna be? So as we look to the results of the first qualifying of the year, Valtteri Bottas gets pole position in front of Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo strong P4 and 5. We are P19. Our teammate Romain Grosjean in P17. And now let's jump into the race. So here we are then on the grid for the first race of the 2020 Formula 1 season with Haas F1 Team in our career mode. As you know, we start from P19, which is not great. Just one place off last place, and we're just going to look at the preferred strategy, get the right fuel on board, and then just dive into the race. Now as we build up the revs and wait for the 5 red lights, it's lights out and away we go. We've got a great start. We already overtake Romain Grosjean, and there's on the left Kimi Räikkönen as we slipstream Daniel Kvyat, and we're going to try to go down to the inside, brake late for the first turn, no contact as we go across the curb awkwardly. Sets the car off a bit as we get a better exit than Esteban Ocon, and we're racing him down towards turn 4. We try to slipstream him, but there's no way we can do something there as we try to go round the outside, but he's trying to pressurize Vettel as we have to stick with P12 at the moment. Hectic start, and Charles Leclerc was going to try and dive down the inside as Sebastian Vettel and Esteban Ocon still battle in front of us, but we're too far behind to do something as we don't get a great exit. The rear steps out a bit. Let's see what we can do. Ocon and Vettel still fight as Charles Leclerc tries round the outside of us as we lock up into the next corner. Open ERS or disable ERS as we slipstream Vettel and also Ocon. Can we go round the outside of both of them? No, but we can go round the outside of Sebastian Vettel. Can we make the move stick into the next turn? Sebastian Vettel is still there. Yes, we've got it up into P11 on the first lap from P19 into P11. And let's see what we can do with Esteban Ocon on the back straight into the final corner. Not going to try and move there, stick behind him so we can have a good run on him down to turn 1 as we get a good exit, enable ERS, the overtake mode as we slipstream Esteban Ocon, but we're not gaining too much. We're gonna try something into turn 1, try to brake later than him and go round the outside, get on the power earlier than him, and it works. We swoop down the outside of Esteban Ocon into P10. Great stuff on the first lap, or first 1.5 laps of this Grand Prix. Now we move to the end of lap 3 into lap 4. We have DRS on Alexander Albon, who's currently battling Carlos Sainz in front. The gap to Ocon actually stayed the same over the last few laps, and we actually gained a bit on Alexander Albon. We can see what we can do there as we brake into the next turn. We're getting ever closer to Alex Albon, who is battling in front with Carlos Sainz, and I don't know who the other cars are in front, which are holding this few cars up, which is good for us, so we can actually come close to them and try to battle them as we lock up into the next turn. But we have a personal best first sector. We come to the back straight, and let's see what we can do there. We're going to get DRS of Alexander Albon, since we're under 1 second behind him. Get on the power, open DRS, enable overtake mode, but there's a yellow flag behind us. But I think there's nothing tragic as we lock up into the next turn, which is going to allow Ocon to come really close to us, and we lose time to Alexander Albon, which is not great. We break into the next turn, and we can see on the top Daniel Kvyat has retired from the session, but no safety car, so probably parked in a safe place where the marshals can get the car quite fast. As we break into the final turn, the exit is going to be very important because Esteban Ocon is right up our gearbox. As we open as we still have DRS of Alexander Albon, we enable overtake mode. Esteban Ocon is not really gaining much on us. Yes, in the final, as we break into turn 1. So Esteban Ocon didn't have a chance to get past there, and we're going to try to get onto Alex Albon again. As we move to the end of lap 5 into the start of lap 6, as we still have DRS on Alexander Albon, but here comes Esteban Ocon He's gonna, he had slipstream on us, has DRS on us, he's gonna break into turn 1, he breaks a bit later. But he tries to go down the inside of Alexander Albon. We're gonna get on the power early and try to make a move on both of them as we get past Esteban Ocon again. But Alexander Albon is right next to us. We're unable to DRS overtake mode and try to go round the outside of Alexander Albon. Can we make the move stick round the outside? Yes, we can. What a move. Past Alexander Albon and up into P9 in lap 6. Great stuff. Great stuff. But we lost obviously a bit to Carlos Sainz with the battling, but that's not bad. We are up into P8 actually, but I think it was P9, but some of the cars in front pitted, so technically P9, but on the road it's P8. Great stuff from us. We have to try to keep in front of Alexander Albon here now on the back straight, but I don't think he's close enough to try to make the move. No, he's not. Great stuff. So now, end of lap 6, we're going to come into the pits for our one and only pit stop in this race. And Charles Leclerc is coming with us, but Alexander Albon has carried on. And I know Sebastian Vettel pitted in the lap before when we continued. So let's see where we're going to come out in comparison to him. Pit stop. Oh, not that good. 3-second pit stop. Could have been better, but not worse. As we're going to look where Sebastian Vettel is. There, the red dot on bottom left. There he is, and Sebastian Vettel has jumped us with the pit stops. Oh no, so we're technically back down to P10 on the road. It's currently not P10, but when all the guys pitted, it's going to be P10. But no, Sebastian Vettel jumped us in the pits, which is not great for us. Let's see what we can do. As we jump to the end of lap 10, and actually, we've not gained on Sebastian Vettel, but Charles Leclerc has gained on us, and he's going to try to probably make a move with DRS, but he's not really coming close to us. And we know the other guys has pitted with Alexander Albon. There he is, Alexander Albon just coming out of the pits. This is going to be really close. Charles Leclerc is trying to move around the outside, lock up, try not to hit Alex Albon. Can we still defend on Charles Leclerc? Yes, we can defend on Charles Leclerc, and Charles Leclerc actually jumped Alex Albon in the pits. Charles Leclerc is not getting on us, so we still are P10 for the Bahrain opening race of the year, which is great, but it's going to be hard to keep up and not let Charles pass. So we jump to the end of lap 8, and Charles Leclerc is still at the same distance away from us. He didn't gain much, but he didn't lose either. We couldn't pull away. So this is going to be hard now down the back straight, because he's going to have DRS obviously. We both have the same engine, Ferrari engine, so technically he should be gaining on us. As he is, he's gaining, he's going to go around the outside, he's just going to blast past us. Nothing we can do. Maybe try and break and unsettle. No, there's nothing we can do. Charles Leclerc's passed us. We're down into P11. It's going to be hard also to defend with Alex Albon as we try to get DRS. We still have DRS of Charles Leclerc, but it's going to be hard to keep up with him because, you know, it's sad to say, but Ferrari have the better pace than us. But we'll see what we can do. The race is still not that long. Now, end of lap 9, and actually Alexander Albon has gained massively on us, and we've lost massively on Charles Leclerc, which is not great. See what he can do. As DRS is gonna fly past us as Charles Leclerc. Nothing we can do. Not even close enough to maybe outbrake him into turn 1, but maybe yes, because he braked really early into turn 1. Maybe we're gonna have a chance down the back straight or the second straight as we open DRS. Are we gonna gain on him? We're gaining on him, but obviously not enough to do something. As we lock up into the next corner, it's gonna be hard. Also gonna be hard to actually keep Esteban Ocon behind because he's gaining massively, but he's on the hard tire, so he's technically on the slower tire, so we'll see what we can do. But the Renault should be faster. Jump to the end of lap 10, and as you can see, we've lost to... Oh, we've locked up into the last corner. This is not going to be great. Our exit is going to be really, really bad. Esteban Ocon is right behind us. He's going to have DRS. We have overtake mode. We have to disable overtake mode because we're going to run out of DRS. We're going to try to brake a bit later, so Esteban Ocon can't make a move. He try to go around the outside, but we've blocked that off perfectly. But obviously he's going to have DRS for this next straight too. But I think he's too far behind to make a move, so we're still in front, which is great. Brake into the next turn, try just to perfect every turn and with all what we can do to try and keep Esteban Ocon behind, which is going to be hard because he obviously has the better pace. Renault is the better car. So it's actually great that we're up in P12, considering that we started P19. So in that case, it's actually not a bad race how it's going, but obviously, we were P8. So obviously you want to stay there, but just don't have the pace in the car right now. But Esteban Ocon gaining, but not gaining enough to make a move. As I said before, try to perfect every turn, and with all we have, just try to stay in front of Esteban Ocon. Piazzi is behind Ocon, but a bit further away. I don't think has a pace to catch up. Our pace is not that bad. It's just that, the Renault, the Racing Point, and the McLarens are just a bit too quick for us. And Esteban Ocon is really close now. We try to get the perfect exit out of the last corner. We locked up a bit, but Esteban Ocon is just right up our gearbox. He's going to have DRS. It's going to be an easy pass for him. Just blast by. Just like Alexander Albon and Charlie Leclerc did. Nothing we can really do. Maybe we can break into turn one and try to get a chance. Oh, we actually get close to him as we lock up and try not to hit him. I think there was a small touch on our front wing with his rear right tire, but nothing too dramatic. We still have the DRS we're gaining, but obviously not enough. So we see what we can do. Maybe we can stay close to Esteban Ocon. That would be great, or try to overtake him again. But now we come to the end of lap 14, the end of the race. Esteban Ocon sadly pulled away. But Kimi Raikkonen, who is now behind us, not Gaza anymore, didn't gain much on us. So we are in P13, gonna come across the line to finish the first race of the season, which is not too bad.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Smiling faces on the pit wall after a superb win here at Sakir. And rightly so. What a brilliant effort from the whole team. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
So here we are, end of the race. Valtteri Bottas won the season opening race, as he does in real life too. Let's see how his form going to be for the next races. And Lando Norris, Daniel Ricciardo, a good P4 and 5 for McLaren and Renault. Sergio Perez in P6 for Racing Point and Sainz Stroll. Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc both into the points. Alex Albon out of the points for Red Bull. So we obviously came on P13. Our teammate Roman Grosjean on P19, but I think he had a problem because I saw him pit in the first lap. Yeah, and he's quite far away, and the standings currently, as the race results are. But the constructors, Mercedes in front of McLaren, who are P2. We are best of the no points finishers.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled. Great. Well, that's everything.
So here we are at our team base with Haas F1 Team. Obviously the first race is done now, the race was not too bad considering the pace of the car, but obviously you want to fight for points. So you're going to see and try to get some upgrades in with some R&D points we gained over the race weekend, which is actually quite a few. So we're just gonna look where we can improve on the chassis side. We can definitely improve, and maybe also on the aerodynamic side. So we're gonna get 2 upgrades in there. See, maybe they're done for the next race. We'll see. So the next race is in Vietnam. Stay tuned for the episode in Vietnam. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did so, just smash that like button and subscribe if you want to see more content of my F1 gameplay career mode with Haas F1 Team. So hope you enjoyed, and see you the next episode.